Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hello, Stephanie from Bedford. Welcome. Just remember while we're waiting to start our program that if you've got specific questions for the different employers that we're spotlighting today, which is Create a Smile, Old Nationals, D's Doggy Doos, and Papa John's, please put them in the chat box so that we can moderate those questions and make sure that we're asking. Hi, Bloomington High School South and Brown County High School. Thank you for joining us. We've got some exciting employers today. Just remember to use the chat box for all of your questions and stay on mute as much as possible. We will be recording today's presentation and it will be available for everyone after we conclude today. Whoop, whoop. Ryan and Victoria are here. Hi, Jennifer. We're going to try to start as close to 105 as we have today. Thank you, Mr. Byers from Bloomington High School South. 8 students. Hello, students. Thanks for joining us today. Please, please, please make sure you ask your questions. Use the chat box so that we can ask these employers after we watch their video specific questions that you guys have. We've got some pretty exciting employers today. Create a Smile with Dr. Moore, Old National Bank. D's Doggy Doos and Grooming too. So those of you that love animals, we have that's going to be awesome for you guys. And Papa John's, they've got an awesome video. It's going to show you how to make pies. Hello, if you're just joining us, please let us know who you are, who you work with, where you're coming to us from. If you're a teacher, let us know what your name is, your school, and how many students you have with you. And then we're going to try to keep everybody on mute so that we can hear the different presentations and all the talking. But use the chat box, guys. Ask your questions and get your questions ready for those employers. We'll be starting shortly.
Welcome everyone to Job-A-Palooza 2020. It is our last session. We're super excited about today and what we have to bring you and highlight all of the different employment opportunities. I want to start off by just telling you a little bit about Job-A-Palooza. Probably most of you know because I've told you this every single week. If you're returning, I'm sorry if I sound redundant, but for the people that are new, Job-A-Palooza is an effort between Stonebelt and Life Designs. And it originated because Brandy Hamilton and myself, Mary Ellen Jones, we sit together on the Monroe County, Owen County Transition Board. And that board puts on mock interview days twice a year. And we just really wanted to do something more than just mock interviews twice a year. A couple of years ago, I went to a conference in Philadelphia, and the Arc of Florida put on a presentation about Job-A-Palooza in Florida. And I thought that is so cool. So I brought it back and you know, this is a community thing. This is a bigger thing than just Stone Belt. So Brandy and I got together and talked about it, and we hosted our first Job-A-Palooza last year. That was located at the warehouse. Employers were set up with different tables and different tasks where people got to try out what it was like to work in those areas, in those fields. And this year it's much different because of COVID. But it's also exciting because you get to see a lot of different behind the scene things. So leading into that, we've got a great day in front of us. And my name's Mary Ellen Jones. I'm the Youth and Family Supports Manager at Stone Belt.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brandy Hamilton, Director of Community Services at Life Designs.
And my name is Kristen King. I'm the Director of Community Relations here at Life Designs. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our agenda coming up. First, we're going to have a word from some of our sponsors. And then at approximately 1:15, we're going to watch the video from Create a Smile. Remember to use that chat box and ask your questions, because afterwards you'll get a chance to ask some questions to Dr. Moore and his team. 1:30, we've got Old National Bank, and Brian will be here to answer questions as well. 1:45, D's Doggy Doos and Cats Too. Those of you that love animals, you'll have Dorothy DeCristo here to answer some questions for you. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to do Papa John's, and we'll have Shane McConnell here to answer questions as well. And then we're going to go over some resources with you guys. But first, I want to talk about one of our sponsors, Down Syndrome Family Connection. Down Syndrome Family Connection is a nonprofit organization providing information and support to Bloomington and surrounding areas in South Central Indiana. Their vision is to be regionally recognized advocacy base for individuals living, learning, and growing with Down syndrome. Please enjoy.
Employing people with disabilities is not just the right thing to do, although it is good. I mean, it's a good thing to do for these individuals, but it's just good for business. They're on time, they're passionate, they're hardworking, they elevate their coworkers and develop and create a morale that's positive and helpful, and it really is just beneficial for everyone, for the employer and the employee.
Don't know what happened there. Nope. Let's try that again.
To do. Although it is good. I mean, it's a good thing to do for these individuals, but it's just good for business. They're on time, they're passionate, they're hardworking, they elevate their coworkers and develop and create a morale that's positive and helpful, and it really is just beneficial for everyone, for the employer and the employee.
With Down syndrome getting paid brings normalcy to them. It gives them well-being, that they're contributing just as we would.
She helps the teachers a lot, especially by filing graded papers and some of the work the students have done. I think she's also a huge help to the students, just with her personality, just with her being here, and them seeing what she is able to add to our building and to the students and people here. One teacher in particular said that Madison saved him 20 minutes a day in his daily work, and if she could do that for other people, she should get paid for the time that she's saving him.
I like to use the money to help give my own permit, lets me feel confident to be awesome to work here. I do love my job so much. I take the job seriously.
Everyone should be treated equally fair, so I think everyone deserves a chance because everyone has different disabilities and different things. So everyone deserves a fair chance at everything in life.
Other people can be different. That means that nobody's perfect, but you deserve to be respected and have faith in those people. Working my job and other people is the most important in my life.
There's an awful lot of self-worth involved in getting paid for something. I don't know anybody who doesn't get a check, paycheck, that somewhere along the line you kind of feel good about that you worked for it, you got it, and away you go. And I know that Logan feels that way. So just as it makes us feel good to have spending money, it certainly works with Logan and anybody else who has the opportunity to get out and earn a few bucks.
We're just passionate about this, and we're just trying to move things forward for individuals with disabilities who tend to be heavily reliant on government programs and assistance, and many of them want to work but just can't get their foot in the door. So that's what this is all about, is convincing others, employers, businesses, other community entities that it's just the right thing to do, and it's great for business. So hire someone with Down syndrome. You will not be disappointed.
Next up, we're going to learn a little bit about Work to Include, which is also our sponsor for Job-A-Palooza. They sponsored us as well last year. Work to Include Coalition was formed to push the Employment First law forward. Employment First states that employment and integrated wages are the first and preferred outcome for all individuals with disabilities. Work to Include has partnered with Job-A-Palooza to assist in educating employers about the benefits of an inclusive work environment. Work to Include has provided all employers that have participated in Job-A-Palooza 2020 with a toolkit full of resources. Today's video is featuring Emily Munson, and she's going to talk about her kind of career path. And at the end, our resources are going to include some college resources. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Hi, I'm Emily Munson, and I am an attorney here at Indiana Disability Rights. In high school, I always knew that I would have to go to college since manual labor was not really an option for me. I started out wanting to work in a foreign service, but when I ended up interning in Washington, D.C., I learned that you had to pass a physical exam in order to join. So there was no way that was going to happen. And due to a weird twist of fate, I ended up interning at the National Council on Disability, even though at the time I wanted to get as far away from disability as I could. So as I began reading their white papers and understanding what people with disabilities have gone through historically, and how I have benefited from things like a good education and an involved family, and how people with disabilities in my situation who haven't had those privileges are really suffering. I began to get involved in disability advocacy and disability rights. So I went to law school and started in the health and bioethics track. So I have my law degree and a master's degree in philosophy with a bioethics emphasis. Then in an effort, I think, not only do I like to learn, but I also feel a constant need to position myself as more qualified or above non-disabled peers. So I went back recently to get an LLM in health policy law and bioethics. So at Indiana Disability Rights, I am in charge of the employment team. So I handle all of the cases that come in involving complaints against vocational rehabilitation services. And I also handle Title I Americans with Disabilities Act cases, those in which an employer with 15 or more employees has discriminated against a qualified employee with a disability. And then most of my accommodations are very low cost and have been able to travel with me from position to position. In terms of devices, I have a trackpad mouse rather than a regular ball mouse. I have a smaller keyboard because I don't type, but I need it to hit Control-Alt-Delete to start my computer. So I want it to take up as little space as possible. I get cold very easily, so I have a $3 heater from a garage sale. I have two tables, one in the conference room and one that I use as my desk that are adjustable in height and have a lot of clearance underneath them. For my wheelchair, I have speech-to-text software, and I get reimbursed by my employer for having to pay out of pocket for a driver when I go to meetings outside of the office. I think my advice for a person who is seeking employment is probably the same, regardless of whether they have a disability or they don't. And that is network, network, network. I've found that getting employed is all about who you know. And I think that people with disabilities may not like to network as much because if you have certain disabilities, networking can be particularly difficult, not only from the social aspect, but a lot of legal cocktail parties are such that everybody's standing up around me and I'm short. So it's hard to try and talk to people at those events. But again, you've got to do your best. And if you don't want to go to those, then maybe try and schedule or create networking opportunities that fit your needs, like email someone on LinkedIn and invite them out to coffee. So it's a one-on-one. But really, I find forming those connections is important and probably especially important for people with disabilities because once the individuals that they network with know them a little bit better, they will be better introduced to their skill set and competency. The other piece of advice that I would give to job seekers with disabilities is that if you do run into difficulties and you need help, call Indiana Disability Rights as soon as possible because there may be something that we can do. Our team might be able to make a phone call or write a letter and fix the issue before things get blown out of proportion or you get disciplined, fired, or other bad things happen.
All right, now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of our programming today. We're going to start off with Create a Smile. Make sure that whenever you have a question that comes to mind during the presentation that you put it in the chat box, and we will be reading those after this. And Dr. Moore and his team are here to answer any questions that you may have.
What would you say is your favorite part of being, are you a hygienist?
I am, yes.
Okay. What's your favorite part of being a hygienist?
Well, personally, I love teeth. I'm the weirdo that really likes teeth. So I like cleaning teeth, but I also really like educating patients about the mouth, because I feel like a lot of the times people don't really know a lot about the mouth, and they don't realize that there's a lot that can happen in the mouth that kind of goes to other places in the body. So I like just to educate people about it. Plus I really like to talk, and so I really like to get to know my patients too. So that would probably be it. Just the whole experience, you know?
What would you say is the best thing about this job?
The people, without a doubt. Just getting to know everybody and feeling like you're doing your part in helping somebody out.
What is the hardest thing or the thing you like the least about this job?
Honestly, I truly mean this, I really don't have one.
Are you on your feet a lot?
Kind of. You're doing a lot of, with x-rays in particular, you're going to do a lot of running back and forth to the button, but for the most part, I am here. I'm on my little saddle chair right there.
And what kind of skills do you need to be a hygienist?
Skills? It's helpful to kind of be like a people person, be able to kind of talk to people about certain things, and really just being able to use your hands, and that's really it. You don't need a whole lot, just kind of be outgoing and be able to use these guys for good.
Did you go to school?
I did. So I went to the University of Southern Indiana for 4 years. So I did 2 years of general education and then 2 years in the actual dental hygiene program.
What we're doing right now is called an assisted hygiene schedule. I'm a dental assistant. I am fluoride and coronal polishing certified. So I can bring the patient back, take all their x-rays, floss and polish, and then they're ready for the hygienist. When the hygienist comes in, she can take a peek at everything, take off the tartar, and let the patient go. It makes it a little bit faster, where she can see like 14 patients a day instead of like 9.
Okay. Yeah. Did you go to school for that?
I did, yeah. So when you go to school for dental assisting, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can be a dental assistant, which is just assisting the doctor, suctioning, things like that. You can be an expanded functions dental assistant, where you get to place fillings and crowns and stuff like that. Or you can be an expanded functions dental assistant with coronal polishing and fluoride, which is helping the hygienist and the doctor.
How many years of school did you take?
2 years. You get an associate's degree when you're done if you go through an accredited program. There are some programs that are not accredited where you will receive like 3 different certificates, but it's several different steps and classes. I just went straight through with mine.
Do you like your job?
I do like my job, yeah.
What's your favorite part?
The patients, the relationships. You meet a lot of different people.
What's the hard part?
Time management. You meet and you see a lot of different people.
Does it bother you to be in someone's mouth all day?
Oh no, it's kind of funny. Whenever I decided to go to dental school, my parents said, what do we do to you as a kid to make you want to stick your hands in everybody's mouth for the rest of your life? I just love it.
And what are you doing?
Well, we are polishing to remove all the soft plaque on Trevor here. And then Joanna's going to come in and do some scaling to remove the tartar and calculus.
So the polishing is step 1?
It can be. You can do that one of 2 ways. It just really depends. If you have a hygienist available right away, sometimes they'll just get straight on to scaling. But you can do this. It's kind of nice because it removes all the soft stuff, so then they really know what they need to get off. That way they're not, just wasting their time on plaque. The plaque comes off really easily when we use this coarse trophy paste. Trophy paste is just like your toothpaste at home, just more coarse, with a faster spin brush to get everything off of there. I am doing a full mouth floss. Usually we'll do the lower first. You go left to right, and then you do the top left to right. Some hygienists like to go left to right, right to left. I prefer to stick the same direction. I just broke the floss. That's okay, we've got more. I'm just going to go through, we're going to check our tartar buildup and just finish cleaning everything here really well. Okay. You have beautiful teeth too. Just runs in the family, I guess. It's really good. Yeah. It's just, they were going to put
So you're just using that tool to scrape the rest of the plaque off?
So this tool, yeah, I can get plaque off, which is the soft debris, but what I'm checking for is on each tooth, I'm checking for any sign of tartar buildup, which is the plaque that is hardened, okay? And it doesn't come off with just a polisher. We actually have to remove it with these tools. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But at this point, we're more so removing the tartar. So Donna was able to get the soft debris off. So when I come in, a lot of that's already removed. The plaque's already removed a lot of it.
Do you have any advice for somebody who wants to be a hygienist or thinks they want to be a hygienist?
I would definitely say, number one, go for it. You'll love it. But if anything, I would say if you have an interest in it, go speak to your dentist, whoever you see, and just see if you can shadow with them. Because it's always good to kind of get a feel for it before you dive right in and just know if you really want to do that or not. But you will, you'll love it. Starts off napkin, clip, and I got my air water syringe. And we just plug her in right here. Perfect. And then we go with the suction tip, aka Mr. Slurpee. Put that there. And then we always go with some gauze square. Throw that on there. Floss. We get a good heap of it. Pull it up. Then I take all my instruments that I'm going to need. And last but not least, we grab a little pen for our polisher. Sticker on. Actually, there's one more thing. It's new. More plastic. And then this just goes over the air water syringe. Take that. We're ready to go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Moore. How are you? Good. How are you? Great. You got your teeth cleaned today. We can take a look at you. Does anything bother you? No. Okay, good.
So this is the final step of the teeth cleaning, right?
Final step. We do the final check here. Get everything looked at. We can put on nice purple ends.
What made you decide to be a dentist?
That's a great question. I've always worked well with my hands, and just the science behind all the dentistry was a great combination.
Did you go to school?
Yep, I went to Michigan State for undergrad, and then I went to University of Pennsylvania for dental school.
What's your favorite part about being a dentist?
I think, you know what's been nice is just seeing everybody grow up through the years. It really has.
What part do you not like so much?
Sore back.
Oh. Are you on your feet a lot?
You are.
Yeah.
You're on your feet a lot, bending over a lot, up and down.
So if somebody thought they wanted to be a dentist, what advice would you have for them?
Go into an office with permission, of course, and shadow and follow and ask lots of questions.
Okay, so with the toothbrush bags, we give away Oral-B toothbrushes. We have those right here. Several different colors. I just make up a bunch of bags all at once, so this will be pink. We use Crest Gum Detoxify, so we'll pop that in there, so really good toothpaste. And then we pair that with the Oral-B floss, and that's what comes in their little to-go bag.
You are all done. I think Caitlin's finishing up right now.
So right now, I'm just emptying basically the trash from my previous patient. Then I'm going to walk over her ultrasonic. That's basically like a big bath that washes our instruments. We have like a cleaner in there. So we throw them in these little cages. They sit there. This is running right now, so I'm going to wait. If you want to zoom in on there, that's what it looks like in there. And it's just basically shaking kind of all the nasty. And so then if this was empty, we would empty it right in here and we'd throw them in these bags. But since I'm done, I'm going to take this in one zippy little maneuver. We're going to take the plastic off, stuff that there, clean side, dirty side. And grab a new cover, sling this on, and finish it off with paper. And then we go back to the room.
So at the end of the day, we all take off our clothes here and we change. We throw them into this dirty basket right here. And then it's a little loud in here. This is our pump room. It's going to run all of our suctions in the office. But we have a washer and dryer right there. Dr. Moore actually actually bought brand new this year. We wash and fold all of our clothes here so that we don't take any infection or anything home with us.
Awesome. Well, we have Dr. Moore here. Dr. Moore, do you have someone with you as well?
Hi, we do. We have the two people that were interviewed. We have Donna and Kaylin.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and jump into with questions.
Yeah, do that. Actually,
so-
no. Hold on.
So our first question was, what other jobs are there in a dental office? So I know that in the video, we went past your front office ladies. What job do they do?
They have multitasks. They're probably overworked, to be honest. They have to receive all the phone calls, of course, schedule patients. They help with billing the insurance, checking that and sending out, if there's a balance at the end, they'll send that out. We have a person in charge of just making sure that you're on your scheduled time to get your teeth cleaned. So there's a lot of things going on.
So we have another question here that says that you have a lot of technical equipment in your office, especially being a dentist office. Do you do on-the-job training for each piece of equipment, or do you learn how to use the equipment during your college classes?
I'd say it's a bit of both. In your college classes, you're going to learn about, your x-rays and your things like that. But then when you get into the dental field and things become new and more available, you just sort of pick those up as you go along.
Yeah, it's constantly changing. New technology comes out, or better technology, so you just learn with it.
So I noticed that you guys all have uniforms that you guys all wear, and then you wash and dry them before you leave. Is that something that if somebody becomes employed at your office that you provide, or is that something that they have to provide?
Well, I usually provide their initial uniforms. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good. So what about tattoos, piercings, colored hair? Of course, the ladies in the video, you guys look wonderful. But what is your stance on that?
I
guess, tattoos probably aren't too much of a problem. Some piercings might be. You wouldn't want your gloves or other things to be damaged or torn. So I guess that's case by case.
I have 5 tattoos, so we'll throw it out there. And so
I used to have a strip of purple hair. It wasn't a big deal, but it wasn't my whole head. So I don't know. You got to do what you're comfortable with, what your patients are comfortable with.
Awesome.
Keep it tasteful.
Yeah. Well, let's do 2 more questions. So is your dentist office currently on a bus line?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know which
we have
one.
a stop on the corner.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one.
I'm not sure which one it is either, but yeah, it is.
Oh, so that's good for everybody. If you're looking for a dentist, you can get there on the bus line.
Correct.
And so are there opportunities for advancement in dentistry?
I don't. I guess if you're asking like for promotion, probably not, because you really have a job, and that it just becomes a specialized position. So once you're in, you're in.
What is one thing, I know this is my last question, but what is one thing that you wish that people, I know that you had mentioned like going in, shadowing and seeing, what do you wish that people would consider if they're considering this line of employment?
Wish that they would consider? That's a great question.
That is a good question.
And I guess I could reframe it to say, is there anything that maybe you didn't realize before you started working in dentistry that you're like, wow, I wish somebody would have told me that?
Yeah.
Take care of yourself,
Yeah.
your body. You got to take care of your body. I mean, it doesn't seem as physical as it is, but it really is.
Definitely. I see a chiropractor like once a month. I'm a
Yeah.
hygienist, and you're just constantly kind of moving your shoulders. They're always doing this. So definitely just find yourself, if you do it, find yourself a good chiropractor.
I was surprised to learn how many people have such a fear of the dentist. I guess I was abnormal. I just kind of went and got my teeth cleaned and did my thing, and then and in the profession, it's nothing personal. I just can't stand the dentist. I'm like, oh.
Well, thank you so much for being wonderful partners for our event, and thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah, that's a great video.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, Mary, you did great.
Excellent.
Woo!
Yes, Mary Ellen's a great interviewer.
Yeah, she really nailed it.
She did. She grilled you guys good. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Old National Bank. So again, any of your questions that pop into your head while we're listening to this, put them in the chat box so we're ready to ask them after the video.
Hi, I'm Brian Brown with Old National Bank. I'm the Banking Center Manager of the Walnut Park location. Inside our Banking Center, we have a couple different job opportunities for you. One is our Customer Service Representative position. That is also known as our teller. We also have the Relationship Banker position, better known as the RB. Our teller position is a transactional, where you basically take the deposits and give the money back to the customers. And the RB position is more of the relationship based, where they open the accounts and kind of develop that relationship with the customers to be their personal banker.
Hi, I'm Debbie. I'm teller here, CSR at Walnut Park, and I'm going to show you how a few transactions are done. Hi. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have your ID with you?
Yeah, I do.
How can I help you?
I'd like to withdraw $250.
Alright. Fill that out for me the best you can. If you don't know your account number, we'll be able to put your social security number in.
Okay, I don't know the number.
Okay. Go ahead and put your social security number in. There's your ID back, Whitney.
Thank you.
How would you like the cash back?
20s.
Would you like an envelope?
Yes, please.
Got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, and $250. Thank you, Whitney. You have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Alrighty, Miss Mouse. We have your account all set up now. We just need you to sign your signature card.
Okay.
That does have all of your information on it, ready to go.
All right, absolutely. Can I borrow a pen?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Perfect, wonderful. Now, this is our account opening booklet. It has some more information about how we open and close accounts and some of our policies and procedures. In there, you will also find something that tells you a little bit more about online banking, as well as a check register, some temporary checks and deposit tickets, and also something to write your new account number on. I will also give you another one of my business cards in case you ever have any questions about anything. We are a full service bank, so we do offer products such as lending needs and new accounts. We also have student checking in case you have any students. Just different things like that. If you ever need something, just feel free to give me a call.
Absolutely, that sounds wonderful. Is there some checks in here that I could use for setting up direct deposit?
There are some temporary checks in there as well.
Wonderful.
And also, if you're planning on working on building your credit up, another good thing to look out would be this, because it just gives you a little bit of overview about the different types of credit cards that we offer. We also offer insurance at Old National, so if that's ever something you want to try to save some money on, feel free to let us know.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
Look at all of this.
It was great meeting you.
Great to meet you.
And come back and see us soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
At Old National, as you can see by our sign here, one of the things working for us, we are an ethical company. We've won the award 9 years in a row as one of the world's most ethical companies. In addition to that, we have a competitive pay structure. We have great benefits, which include 401k, life insurance. We also have the medical and dental and also vision, as well as we do give you time off during the month paid, 2 hours for volunteer time to be out in the community. So we'd love to have you apply to work for Old National Bank. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. I believe that we've got Brian here from the video. Brian, welcome.
Hi there.
So we have our first question, so we'll jump right in. So do employees rotate Saturdays, or are there set employees that work every Saturday? How does your scheduling work?
Yeah, great question. All of our employees work about 2 Saturdays a week or a month. So they do rotate. It's not like an every other one because we look at what their family needs are, and if somebody needs to go to a wedding or something like that. So they just know that they will be scheduled for at least 2 Saturdays per month.
So what kind of qualities do you look for in your teller position? What was the other name that you called it in the video?
Customer Service Representative, CSR.
Okay. What kind of qualities do you look for in a CSR?
You know what? We look for people that are really nice, that are just friendly, that smile, that greet the clients when they walk in the door right off the bat, and just give them that good warm feeling of being welcomed into the bank. Banking is very we've got banks on every corner, so we want to set ourselves apart as being a real friendly bank. So I look for people that are very friendly. I've said over and over again, we can teach people about banking. We can't teach them to be friendly. That kind of comes natural.
Awesome. Well, I wonder if there's anyone out there like me that counting numbers, things that it's just not my forte. Is that something that you have to enjoy to work in banking?
Yeah, you would want to enjoy math and that part of it, just because, you do that a lot. I mean, that's your day most all the time, is counting money, counting it back to the clients if you're the CSR teller. But even on the relationship banker side, you do a lot of adding up numbers to help them with loans, things of that. So you've got to like numbers, that's for sure.
So everybody seems to be very excited, including myself, as you know, about the benefit of working for you guys and being paid to do volunteer community service for your community. Can you talk a little bit more about what kinds of volunteering that some of your employees do?
Yeah, sure can. Well, we do several things. I mean, things like United Way, if they have a day of caring, we like to go to do that. We like to go to Boys and Girls Club and help out anytime that they have volunteer opportunities. One of our biggest ones that Old National Bank actually is a sponsor of is called 100 Men Who Cook. And we do that every year, which is a great event because we get with another partner in the community, a non-for-profit. All the money raised goes to them. But it takes a lot of people to do that and pull that off. So we have a lot of our employees volunteer at those events as well. We've had some volunteer for Habitat for Humanity. So, really the sky's the limit on the volunteering. We ask them to come to us if they see something and say, hey, here's what I want to volunteer for. And then we can give them, the yes, or, that's probably something we don't need to volunteer at. But for the most part, we usually say yes.
Amazing. So we have another question here. Do you need a college education to be a relationship banker that perhaps helps people take out loans for college tuition, home improvement, mortgages, etc.?
You do not. You do not. You would, you could apply with that. We would like the, high school education, high school degree, but the college, it's a plus if you have that, but it doesn't prevent you from applying and possibly getting that position. Again, we look at your skill set and what you would bring to us as far as any of those experiences that you already had.
Amazing. So, when I was in there to help make the video, I noticed that everybody looked very professional. What is, your feeling on tattoos, colored hair, those kind of things with working in banking?
You know what? Those things can be done and still be very professional. So, you know, we don't look at it and discourage those people from doing that or what have you. You know, we do look at it on a case by case basis, depending on, you know, how much is there. But, you know, we have people that, you know, have tattoos here. We've had people that, you know, have different colored hair. Again, we just do it in a professional standpoint, and we realize that's people expressing themselves. And that's one of the things great about Old National. I mean, we are a diverse bank, and we hire diverse employees. And, you know, that's what makes it nice being in Bloomington.
So one more question, and I know you touched on it a little bit earlier about, you know, the Saturdays and taking in people's scheduling. What if somebody were to work for you guys and they needed time off? What does that process look like?
Yeah, they would just ask for it through me, and then I have one of my employees that kind of does our scheduling. So we look at it and see if anybody's else asked for that particular day off, that week off. And then make that decision. You know, if nobody else has asked for it often, it's a pretty easy decision. But when we have a conflict with somebody else that's asked for that same day, then we have to discuss it and see how busy of a day that would be. You know, we get the first year after you've been here, you get 2 weeks paid actual vacation time, and then you get another 5 days, roughly what we call PTO. So quite a few days that you can use. And we also get all those bank holidays that, you know, a lot of you all don't get. So like we had one Monday, you know, last Monday. So that makes it special.
Rub it in, Brian, rub it in.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Brian. Go see him at the, what is your location name?
I am at Walnut Park, South Walnut Street. Right down from your all's office.
Yes, amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are a wonderful partner, sponsor. You do a lot for us here at Life Designs, and I'm sure Stonebelt as well. So thank you.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Old National. Up next, please enjoy this video and put your questions in the chat box for D's, Doggy Doos, and Cats too. Enjoy.
So Amanda, tell us a little bit about your job. What do you do?
I'm the receptionist. I make appointments. I forgot everything I said. I answer the phone, make appointments, check the dogs in when they come in, let the owners know when they're ready to go home, answer pricing questions, grooming questions. I keep record of all of our transactions for the day on paper and in the computer. I do filing, cleaning. I assist with the self-wash tub. I assist in the groom room too for pets that need distracted while they're getting their nails done, or hold a cat.
Yeah.
And then I fill out these grooming cards. Each pet gets its own individual grooming card. And then the groomer writes on the back what they do that appointment. So when somebody comes in and says, I want exactly what you did last time, they can refer back to what they did. And then our filing system is all alphabetical. Each dog also has a corresponding kennel card. So we can keep track of who's in what kennel. So we also have all of our clients are in the computer in a program too. So we have like triple copies. And I play with the cats. That's in my job description to keep them occupied.
Yep.
They're pretty easy.
Is this Oscar?
Yep, that's Oscar.
Okay.
And that's Diamond.
All right, Diamond's looking sleepy.
Yeah. And then I just kind of do whatever the groomers need me to do. Run errands, go to the bank, price things.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what skills do you need to have to be good at your job?
Listening skills. Multitasking is a huge part of my job because the phone will ring, someone will come in. I also have a dog I haven't put away, and I'm trying to cash somebody out and make an appointment. So I always, when I'm making an appointment, I write it down in my notebook, and then I enter it into my computer when I get the chance. So definitely multitasking. You need to be good at math, and you need to have strong people skills and organization skills, and be a team player.
Okay. And so what is a typical workday like for you in terms of when you get to work and when do you leave? And
So I open the shop. I come in and I feed the cats. I turn on everything, get it started, fold some laundry. All the kennels get cleaned at the end of the night, so I reassemble the trays. And then I get the paperwork going. I pull grooming cards. And usually we have a dog walking in right when I am, so it pretty much starts at 7.
Okay, thank you. Again. Besides the grooming, what are some of the jobs that you have to do?
Okay, we bathing, of course, brushing, dematting, giving them a dog haircut, or shaving if they're matted or a summer cut. We clip their nails, we file them, clean up their ears, which consists of removing hair. Keep the ear as dry as possible, and if you take the hair out, moisture doesn't get stuck in there. It's not healthy for the dog. There's pros and cons on that too, so, but that's the way we were taught. And what else? They get table dried.
Sorry. My bad.
Table dried, and we can dry them mostly on the table, and then we can finish drying in the cage. And that's what we do with cats, because cats don't tolerate table drying very well. They have a breaking point, where dogs do too, but cats are a lot quicker. And we kind of feel them out. But Archie has been coming to me for, gosh, I don't know how long. And so he's used to the experience.
Okay.
And he's very good. You wash it again? Okay, I'm not going to wait for it. Osprey is done. And when they get their nails cut, they get their ears. I'm going to clean out his ears now.
Okay.
And cat's ears sometimes get very waxy.
And what is the stuff you put on the
That's a
Q-tip?
dirt cleaner. It just, it makes it easier. It kind of melts the wax. Are you leaving? Fine, do that one. Your days are getting too easy.
So, what do you call this room that we're in here right now?
This is the grooming room.
The grooming room, okay.
Yeah.
And how many cats and dogs do you groom on a normal day?
It varies. Some days we have anywhere from 1, it could be to 4 cats, and about, depending on how many people are working that day, we can do up to about 12 to 15 one day. And but cats aren't as much as the dogs, so we can go for a week without doing 1 cat.
Oh yeah.
You know, so.
What are some of the challenges of the job?
Oh, well, basically, trying to keep it calm. It's very nervous when it comes in. Unless they're used to coming, they're fine. But if they're new dogs or puppies, they're very scared. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why they're here. So they tend to be a little bit nervous. And, you know, part of it is just to introduce ourselves to the animal and try to get him a little, you know, calm down. And introduce all the loud equipment to him. You know, to get him prepared for it. Sometimes it works fine. Sometimes it takes a couple of visits before they get used to it. But once they're here 2-3 times, they're usually okay. They know that they're here for a time and they go back.
They kind of get used to it.
Yeah. So, and there are some dogs that are just forever anxious.
Yeah.
It's just their personality. So you just have to work with animals like that. And then there are the dream dogs that they're just wonderful. They just like to groom them and they don't give you any hassle. We love those dogs.
Yeah.
They're so easy to do. But we really have to work with some of them as far as behavioral. Teaching them how to not snap or bite.
Have you ever been bitten? Well, yeah.
Yeah, I've been bitten several times, but my reflexes have gotten very good. And I can sometimes, you get a feeling, you can almost
Come on in. Sorry.
predict when a dog is going to snap it or something.
Moving precious in here because we're trying to get Mr. Baby into that room.
That's good, that's good. That's the next step.
Could you say a little bit about what you're doing?
I am giving a bath.
Giving a bath. Okay.
Oh my goodness, how cute are all those cats and that little white cat. I think that we've got Dorothy here, correct? Dorothy, I think you're on mute.
There, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. What was the name of the little white cat that didn't move at all?
That was Archie.
Oh, Archie, what a
It was a
baby.
white cat. Yeah, that was Archie. He's been coming to me for probably 10 years, maybe.
Oh, he's
I
so
don't know,
comfortable
long
with
time.
you. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super comfortable. Oh, so of course they came up with the best question first. Would a job at a pet grooming service involve cleaning up poop?
Oh, yeah. Daily.
Daily. And then somebody was asking, where is Doggy Doo and Cats 2 located?
It's on the west side of Bloomington. We're not far from where Walmart is. We're right off of Curry Pike, on Roll Avenue. If anyone's familiar with where the Highland Lounge used to be, we're right across the street.
Yes, amazing. So somebody was asking, if you hire someone, do you teach them how to groom or do they come with that experience?
Both. We have, I have hired groomers right out of school or groomers that have had experience already. And we do hire bathers who want to learn how to groom. And so we'll train them. And it takes about a good 10 months to a year. And they're pretty much ready to go for all breeds.
Awesome. So somebody was asking, do you sell products that animals, for animals that have sensitive skins, like natural products? And
Oh, yeah,
what kind of products do
absolutely.
you use?
We use a variety of regular shampoos that some are real nice and smelly, and they smell wonderful after the bath. We have medicated shampoos, and we have sensitive skin like oatmeal and hypoallergenic shampoos. We have a wide variety of shampoos and conditioners that we use on them, and flea shampoos also.
And do you sell those as well?
We do.
Awesome. Because I saw that in the video, you could see that you could buy all the cute clothing, the pet clothing.
Yes. Yeah, they're made by a local lady who actually hand makes them, called Puppy Hugs, I think it's called. And they're wonderful. They'll last you a lifetime and more. They're so well made.
Nice. So someone was asking, do you need a degree or a technical certificate to do what you do?
Groomers do not have to be licensed, but it helps if you have a certificate from a grooming school. I personally have not given a certificate to a trained groomer before. So it's not one of those regulated skills. I was once told basically anybody could hang a shingle and call themselves a groomer, so you have to be kind of careful as to who you go to.
Right.
And I would definitely seek reviews and even ask people where they go and just get recommendations.
Yes. And somebody was asking, how much does it cost to groom a cat versus a dog? And how did you get that white cat to sit so still?
Well, I've been doing Archie for a very long time, and he's been groomed since he was a kitten. Usually Persian, which is what he was, are usually started grooming from when they're still with their breeder. So they are accustomed to giving baths and being brushed and even being clipped. I sometimes shave cats. So he's very used to it. So he pretty much just goes with the flow, and sometimes he can get a little annoyed. I've seen him get annoyed once out of the 10 years that we've been grooming him. But not all cats stand still like him. Cats are a totally different breed. And sometimes you need 2 people, and sometimes I've needed 3 people to actually do a cat. So
well, there you go.
They're definitely different from a dog. Dogs are a little bit more workable.
Yes. So how old do you have to be to work there or even shadow or become a bather?
I guess, we've hired people as young as, thinking how old she was, maybe 16 for the summertime. She was just looking for some summer work. So as a summer job, we definitely love to hire, young people who are looking into maybe getting into animal grooming. This particular girl wanted to be a vet, so she wanted just experience with animals. And so I guess, 16 enough, as long as, you're not in school full time, then, you could work here for the summers.
Amazing. And then one last question. So I know that they talked a little bit about opening early as 7. How long does a groomer work? You talk about doing 15 grooming a day. It seems like that would be a very long day.
It is a long day. We have our receptionist comes in the morning. She opens, and the groomers start traipsing in about 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9. I'm usually the last one to walk in because I'm usually the last one to leave. So I put in about an 8-hour day, sometimes 10, sometimes even 11. So it could be long days.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So one last question. So where would somebody go to get trained to do grooming?
It's a good question. There are grooming schools all over the nation. I personally went to the New York School of Dog Grooming back on Long Island in New York. And it was an excellent experience. You learn how to dog groom in about 12 weeks, and you're pretty much ready to start grooming when you get out. You may not have experience with all breeds, but that comes with just experience. And if you're not able to afford it, you can get a job at a grooming shop as long as they're willing to train you.
Right. Oh, and then one last question. I know I said one more, but then I got thinking, what is the starting salary for a groomer? What could somebody expect if they were going into this field?
A groomer usually gets about 40% of a starting, can get like 40% of the groom, the total price of the groom. And then once they're basically grooming regularly, it's 50% of what we charge goes to the groomer.
Amazing. Sounds like, and
Well,
how
it's all
much?
commission.
Yeah. Oh, so it's commission. So yes. So if it costs how much for a regular dog grooming?
Well, the average size dogs we get here are kind of like Shih Tzus, Pomeranians, Schnauzers. They all range about $48 for a full groom, and that includes everything. As far as the nail clipping, ear cleaning, bath, table drying, brushing out and cut. So it goes anywhere from $48 for a full groom. And we just sometimes do baths, which is about half the price of a groom.
Right. So someone could, in theory, groom a dog for about $50 if we're just going to average $50. And if they become an experienced groomer, make half of that and take home in commission. Amazing. I think that gives everybody somewhere to start. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for coming in and sharing all your wonderful dogs and cats and what you do with everybody.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Dorothy. And we appreciate you joining us. And next, please enjoy the video from Papa John's.
What's up, guys? My name is Shane with your local Papa John's, and what we're doing right now is we're going to answer the phone. So we want to get it by the third ring, which is coming up right now. We're going to answer the phone like this, okay? Thank you for calling Papa John's North. This is Shane, and we're going to give them a deal. All right, it's going to be, would you like to try a large Works or Meats pizza for only $14.99? Then the customer is going to tell us yes, no, that kind of thing. And if they say yes or no, we just say, do you want this for delivery or carry out? Would you like that for delivery or carry out? They tell us that, and then once they tell us that it's delivery, we're gonna ask them for the phone number, ask them for the address and that kind of thing. So we're gonna say, okay, what's your phone number? And we're gonna type in the phone number. All right. So in this case, there's not gonna be any results. So like we'll type the customer's name. Okay. So this person's name is Shane, and last name is gonna be Connell. And the street address, just gonna make something up. We're gonna say, all right, so where's it going today? And they're gonna say 694 North Walnut Street. So we're just gonna type that in like that. And once we get that, the number's gonna come up. And then at that point, we're gonna ask them, okay, say they didn't want the deal, we're gonna say, okay, what can we get for you? What can we get for you? We say a large cheese pizza, that's it. Alright, so we're just going to go to select that. Our larges are 14 inches. And then they just come like that. Pizza's only $14.75, delivery's $3.50, and then it's packed. We're going to say, okay, would you like any hot, fresh, baked breadsticks with that? Or an ice cold 2 liter? And they say, yes on the breadsticks, no on the 2 liter. And so we're going to put in breadsticks, because we always want to offer, our customers, all of our products. And what kind of sauce would you like with that? They say cheese. And say, okay, great. All right, so I've got a large cheese. We're gonna read the order back to them. So I've got a large cheese pizza, an order of breadsticks, nacho cheese, delivered. I think it's only $26.50. Does that sound correct? And they say, yes, sounds great. I say, okay, we can be there in about 35 minutes. We'd like to do cash or card. And they say cash. And so what we'll just do is we'll type in the cash number, hit confirm, and say, all right, we'll see you in about 30 minutes, or 35 minutes. Thank you so much for the order. Have a great night. Hang the phone up, and we're done. And then the order's gonna come up on the screen. So here at Papa John's on our team, we love to see friendly, smiling faces. People who, wanna be here, wanna help people out. Also love pizza. That's a really big thing. People who love pizza, they are usually a bit happier here, so they're gonna be smiling more. They're gonna be more friendly with the customers. They're gonna make more friends because they're so happy doing what they like to do. All right, box folding, pretty easy. We want to start with our box turned over, so you can see the inside of the box. We have dotted lines that guide where all the folds are supposed to be. So we generally start by folding up the wings first, and then we fold the ends, set them into the receptacles there, fold this edge up and over, tuck it in, fold these wings in, and then we fold the box twice, just like that. This is how you make a Papa John's pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Large dough ball goes into the dust. Stretch the dough ball out. Use our blunt tip docker to even the dough skin. We're not trying to flatten it out, we're just leveling it. Then our needle docker to help prevent bubbles. We turn it over. We have the cutter. Cut off the ends. Toss. Cut out the ends again. Those are our first two breadsticks. And then we just cut it in half. Again and again and again and again until we get 10 breadsticks. Get 2 screens. Bake the sheet. And then rearrange breadsticks nice and evenly. Take it down. Put it on the edge. The item on our make line here. Space bar to take it out. And that's it.
Oh, do we have Shane McConnell on today? I needed to unmute myself, guys. So I think that maybe he is unable to join us due to a conflict at the last minute. So I apologize that we're not able to answer those questions. But that was a very informative video, and we really did get to see how they make their pizzas and breadsticks, which is amazing because they're my favorite. So we'll move on to our next section.
Everyone's muted.
Hey, Mary Ellen, I'm not sure. I can't hear you.
Okay, so I unmuted.
Oh, there you are. Okay. There you go.
Thank you. I just said a whole lot of stuff and was apparently talking to myself.
And now all the videos are frozen up.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay.
You're
All
good.
right. All right. So, like I was saying to myself, if you've been with us all month, you got to see a bunch of different resources that we've shared, from exploring different careers to help with interviews. We heard from Voc Rehab, and today we're going to share with you ways to explore colleges. You may be interested in going to college. You may not know if you're interested in going to college. And we have this great website for you guys. We'll email these out, and if you don't get it or you're interested, feel free to ask, but they're attached to every PowerPoint that we send out with the recordings. And so today we're going to talk about career exploration, and there's this website called youvisit.com. When you go to that website, I'm going to go ahead and I've already logged in. If you log in or sign up, then you have the option to see full tours of places. And so when I go to youvisit.com, just coincidentally, IU is on the main page. Didn't plan it that way, it just happened that way. But there's different filters that you can look for. You can go with a location. You can do different types of institutions if you want that to be public, private, or all. You can decide maybe you just are interested in a 2-year college, not a 4-year, and so on, or even by enrollment and tuition. So there's a lot of different ways. If you just get on here and you want to just start kind of looking around, if I hover over IU, let me pull this up just a little bit. It gives me an overview of where it's at, if it's a public or private school, how many years you can go to school there, and how many students, and the basic tuition. So this one says, I believe this is the year and then maybe 4 years, I think is how that's broken down. I'm not quite sure though. And then if I wanted to take a tour, I would just click the 360 experience. So when I do that, it's going to start off with a basic introduction. You can take the campus tour, see a day in the life of a student. This one covers the athletics experience. We're not going to watch this whole thing. I just want to give you guys an idea of what you'll see. I can also move 360 and look all around in all of these.
Welcome to Indiana University, the college where students can have it all. Campus is full of ways to do what you love, as you learn, grow, and get the tools and experiences you need to succeed.
Each college will have an introduction like that, and then you can go to the map, and it will have a map of the college. Oops.
Let's get
It's given
started.
us a tour
Our
already.
tour begins at the sample gates, the official campus entrance and one of our most photographed spots.
So it'll show you a map, You can expand that and you can look at the different places on the map and take different tours. So let's say I want to go straight. I want to see what the chemistry building looks like at IU. Would have to unmute my person talking.
Our next stop is the chemistry building, which is one of many science facilities on campus. IU is a Tier 1 research institution, and students are able to get involved with research as early as the freshman year.
So not only are they going to tell us about that specific area, each clip has these little insight clips, and they're small. I'll play one, but they're small, so it might be hard for you to see on here, but they're all kind of tips. It might be a study tip, and just different things about that particular area you're looking at. So these are pictures. There was one, here's one, 4 pictures and then 1 video. So you can explore all different areas. I'm going to get out of the Bloomington one. And let's say I don't really know. I haven't really checked out anything. But you know what? Oh, look, I'm scrolling. I like palm trees. Maybe I'd like to go to the University of San Francisco. There are 1,500 students there compared to the 8,000 that Bloomington had. So that's a much smaller school. It is a private school, so it's more expensive. Let's see what their campus looks like.
Welcome to the University of San Francisco. My name is Alex and I'll be showing you around. Before we get started, let me explain the many ways you can explore our beautiful campus in the heart of San Francisco. You can click on the forward-facing arrow to start walking around. You can jump to the next stop by clicking on the next button. Now, if you already know where you want to go, you can select any location by using the list or by clicking directly on the map. Lastly, remember that you can explore any particular location in more detail by clicking on the supplemental icons.
So I think he just said everything I was trying to say in the last 5 minutes. But there you go. We wanted to share this resource with you. And then if you're interested, you can schedule a visit right from this page. You can even apply online. So that's what we have for you. I hope that you all find it very helpful. If there's any questions or follow-up questions, you can put them in the chat box. Otherwise, we super appreciate all of you that have joined our Job-A-Palooza efforts this year and hope to have something new and exciting or some follow-ups for next year. You have anything to add, Brandy or Kristen?
Nope. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thank you so much. Just want to say thanks to everybody who's stuck with us the last 4 weeks. We hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, hopefully next year we'll be back in person.
Bye. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.